It's lovely to connect with you today. My name's Leanne Peters. I'm from Temple of Balance, and this is our July Patron personal healing event. So this is for some of my patrons who pledged $50 or more for this month of July. Pledging that amount gives you access to this resource. So that's why I'm here. So I have 4 people on my list today, and I have your names here in my little pot. So I'll be pulling your names out shortly. So thank you so much for joining me today. So I will be connecting with these people individually and spending around 10 minutes connecting with them, and maybe one of them's you. So connecting with you, and whatever's loudest in your vibration, whatever's loudest in your energy is going to get my attention first. And then I'll share with you what I'm picking up, and then we'll just flow with that. So I trust that resonates. Hi, Jane. Thank you. And morning, Andrea, and Angel's here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. So the way that I connect is my personal way. So it's kind of, I know how my body feels. Like I know how it feels on a everyday, daily basis. So when I'm tuning into people, I start feeling things in my body that I know are not mine because I don't feel that way. So I can feel things moving and happening in my body. So it's like when I'm tuning into you, I imagine I'm you, and I imagine or visualize or picture or use my intuition to connect with what I'm feeling that I'm getting from you, which is basically what is different to how I usually feel. I also get the visuals as well, and the sensations. Oh, hi, Michelle. Yeah, welcome. And then my job, or what I've had to learn over the last few decades, is how to interpret that sensitivity and those sensations that I get. So how can I describe what that feeling is? Or so then it's up to me then to try and find the best words to describe the feeling or the sensation that I have. And sometimes it's like, okay, that word doesn't feel right. This word feels better. Or I might use a few words because it's hard to find one good word to describe it. I do a very similar thing when I'm drawing a picture. I will just stay open, although I'm not tuning into someone unless it's a specific drawing for them. But I'm just allowing the process to happen. So that's what I do when I'm connecting. I'm tuning in, and then I'm just allowing it to unfold, and then trying to interpret that as best as I can. I can't hold anything back, because if I feel something and I'm thinking in my head, wow, that's just too much, or that's too brutal, or that's whatever. If I try and censor anything that I'm feeling as I'm connecting, then it stops the flow of energy straight away. So sometimes I might reach a point where I have to say something to get the energy moving past that. So that's just how it seems to work for me anyway. So, and I don't take on other people's stuff. I have very, very strong boundaries, and I connect with the person at the time. And then when that connection's over, which is usually connected with when I'm pulling cards and things, then that time is done, and then I focus on the next person. I don't take on other people's stuff. So let's see who's first today. So the first person. Now, if you're someone who is here, but you're not on the list, or you're waiting for your turn, I also trust that it's no accident that you happen to be here. So what I would be doing if I was listening or waiting for my turn is I'd be listening with my ears and listening with my heart and my body to see what things are loud for me, what things feel personal to me, and what can I feel happening in my body as I connect with those things. So I'm sure you can receive a lot from this connection as well. Now, the first person on my list today is KantiDevi. So Kanti, welcome. Take a nice big breath. And let's see which healing energy card you need. So the other thing that I need usually when I'm starting is I need things to be right. So things to be laid out right, or things to feel right. If anything feels a bit constrictive, like my cord, I just felt like my cord was on the wrong side of my feet, then I just have to move that. So I have to feel like my surroundings are comfortable and nothing's agitating me, and then that helps with the energy flow, which sounds a bit weird, and I'm not too particular, like it's not absolutely neat here. But Kanti, take a nice big breath and let's see. Okay, so as I'm tuning into you already, I can feel energy moving in your left shoulder blade at the back here. There's something happening here. But let's start with this card. Your card is Creation, card 30. And this is about a blank canvas, raw creativity, raw creation. What are you going to create with these opportunities that are before you? Or how can you turn the challenges that you're facing into an opportunity and shift that attitude, isn't it? A shift of attitude from something, well, it's like the glass half full or the glass half empty. It's the exact same size, but are we seeing it as half empty or half full? So what is the opportunity in the challenge? So Kanti, the first thing, as I've said before, what I'm picking up on, which is still quite strong, is this heavy energy that feels a bit like a push, a heavy push at the back of your shoulder blade on the left side here. So the left side's typically about the past, and the back of the body's also typically about the past. The shoulders tend to be about burdens that we carry, but this feels like it's at the shoulder blade, which feels more like it's in the connection or the realm or the zone of the heart, at the back of the heart. So it feels like there's something stirring here at the back of your heart that is slightly on the left side around your left shoulder blade. And it feels heavy, and in some ways it feels tired. It has a tired feeling here, this energy, like it's wanting to also pull down. It feels heavy and tired. Like, so I don't know if there's something that you've been trying to do or trying to accomplish or trying to achieve, trying to move through, that seems to not be making a lot of progress. It feels like trying to run in midair, and you're not really, there's no traction, if you like. So it feels like there's not a lot of traction in something that you've been trying to resolve that connects with the past, but also connects deeply in with your heart. So something that touches you in your heart, something close to your heart, that feels like it's not really moving much. I keep being drawn to this card, and I feel like it's connected somehow to your creativity, or what do you want to create with your life moving forward. And it feels like there's some sort of stalemate or some type of pause button that's on, where not a lot of actionable action or tractionable action that's got traction can be made right now. Maybe things are up in the air. Maybe there is a lack of or something that's not clear yet. But that doesn't really make sense for the energy. So even though it feels that way, that also to me feels like it could be in some way seen as a bit of an excuse or a delay tactic from not moving forward and not stepping into what you're being encouraged to create with your life and create with yourself and create with things. And this is what this energy feels strongly like it wants to do, like your left arm, your left shoulder, all that whole rotation here, your left hand. It feels like it wants to create something, to bring something into form, something that's subconscious, something that's sitting in the background, something that's sitting as an idea or an inspiration or a thought that wants to come into form. It wants to generate traction, and that will then help get things moving in your life. So instead of waiting for things to move and happen in your life, the things that are up in the air, that you're waiting to see where the cards fall so you know what you're going to do next, instead of waiting for that, it feels like if you get things moving inside yourself and get clear about and confident about what you want to do next, then the cards will fall. So it's almost like this things being suspended in time or suspended in thin air. And if you can figure out what this personal role is for you, Instead of making excuses that you're waiting for these outside things to happen or waiting for these outside cards to fall before you can take action. Instead of using that as an excuse or a reason not to take action yet. If you can shift into your internal place, get this, it's almost like a big tractor wheel or a big cog here of your left arm, including your left shoulder blade, and the energy's coming out from your heart here at the back. What can you create? How can you make your mark? What can you put your stamp on? And really figuring out how to get traction with this. So how this translates into your life, I feel it's connected with bringing something from the ethers, something abstract, something energetic, something idea, inspiration kind of energy into form. So it's almost like bringing your arm around like a cog, and on the arm of the cog that's back here at present wants to come down with a stamp and make your mark, leave your stamp, set things into motion. So it feels like a slow journey, but it feels like something that's really been called to be considered at this time. So what does this look like in your life? What I'm talking about? How is this playing out? What are your ideas? What is sitting around in the ethers energetically behind the scenes, not perhaps even verbalized yet? How can you describe that sort of abstract energy and figure out then how you can bring it into form? How can you make your mark or stamp your stamp in regards to this? So it's an extension from the heart here at the back. So the heart is kind of the stationary spot, it feels, and your shoulder, your arm is the moving part. So you're the moving part. So be careful you're not waiting for the external cards to land or the external air things that are up in the air to find their position, that you're not waiting for that external stuff, because there are internal things that you could be doing that will actually help get that ball rolling and help those cards land and fall where they need to. Trust that makes sense, Kanti. It feels clear inside how I'm feeling this, like it's very specific. So I trust that I've expressed that clear enough for you. Let's grab a card here just to see what this wants to add. And the best card to add here is this here. It's this. Oh, this is cool. Dragon's Breath. It doesn't come up very often. It's like the third time or something it's come up, and it just has a really nice feeling to it, this card. Card 98, Dragon's Breath. It's in the rest category. Interesting. It says the power of your breath. Now, when I'm thinking of the power of your breath, I'm thinking lungs. I'm thinking heart. It's in that heart area. But I'm also thinking, based on what I'm feeling with your energy, Kanti, is the back area. So be the back of your lungs, the back of your heart. So big breaths in that encompass the back area. It says, speak up, let it out, see it through. Don't underestimate yourself. Breathe out and release. And know that everything will be okay. So if you're, seriously concerned or, with the things that are up in the air in your life, maybe diverting your attention from that's up in the air physically, externally, into what can you do while you wait, or what can you do with this energy now from an internal place. I feel that's where you'll find a lot of power. That's where you'll find your dragon's breath. And in fact, it feels a bit like your dragon's breath. So I talked about this arm, this cog coming around. Well, it's a bit like taking a big breath and thinking of this as perhaps your own personal dragon's breath, that you're breathing in and then you're breathing out and you're circulating this energy out like a breath, but a really powerful breath, like a dragon's breath. Fiery, action. Yeah. Oh, and the creation card's quite fiery too. So, yeah, you're being called, Kanti. Thank you so much. I trust this resonates, and thanks for your support, Kanti. Okay, let's see who's next. Pop those cards back. So next on my list here is this person. and it's Susan Sonsteng. Susan, please take a nice big breath and let's see what's loudest in your energy today. Excuse me, I can't figure out if I'm hot or cold. So I'll turn the heater down a bit. The trouble is when you've got a heater on right next to you, when you're talking a lot, it dries out your throat. So I'm quite aware of that. Susan, nice big breath. Your best card to start this connection is this one here. And it's this. Card 90, tell the truth. So this is about the throat. It's about speaking up. It's about breathing or releasing through your breath as well. It says be clear and honest. Speak up. Use your voice. Don't speak on behalf of others. Speak for yourself. No excuses. Sing, throat chakra, let it out and express. And it feels deep back here, like we can almost go right back into the mouth, right back into the throat and see, what's going on in here. It feels like a bit of a mystery, something that's enticing, that's pulling, like something that sounds inviting. So let's go and drop down into your throat here, Susan. So your throat chakra is your center for communication, expression, and truth, and feeling safe to speak your truth and be who you are, or even understand who you are. So I'm being called right back here into the back of your throat, and then down into your throat. So it's like we're moving back through the mouth to the back of the throat, like this card suggests here, right at the back here of the throat. So back and then down. Very strong feeling. So traveling back, then down into the throat, into the deep parts of the throat, almost down to the top of the heart. We're so deep in the throat right now. And it feels like this dark, deep void, a dark, deep space that's really calling us down into your throat. And it feels cloaked somehow, like it's cloaked in a covering, like a blackened cloak that's got sort of shimmery energy on the outside, like silver glitter or something. But this cloak, so something's been cloaked back here. Something's been cloaked and covered. And it feels like this is connected with you. So with like a part of who you are, Susan, that has been cloaked or covered up. Maybe you've been doing this to protect yourself. Maybe you've got a new part of yourself that wants to emerge. And it does feel a bit like this, like a growth point. When we reach this point of growth and then this new part of ourselves comes out. That's what it feels like an aspect of you wants to come out of your inner chamber, your inner place, your inner parts, your inner truth, your inner self, which is your full self. So to help you feel and become more full in yourself, this part is being summoned forward to reveal itself. So currently it feels like it's holding a cloak up, and now it wants to pull this cloak back, and it sits, like I say, right down here in your throat. But I'm seeing it like a being, a part of you that's now uncloaking and revealing itself. So as you remove this cloak, you reveal this vulnerable, exposed part, because without sounding weird, it's like a naked, totally naked version of yourself, which to me aligns with that energy of feeling exposed and feeling vulnerable. And this vulnerable side wants to be exposed. It wants to come out. And I'm not suggesting, you walk down the street naked or anything, but it's just what this energy represents. This part, this deep, vulnerable inner part of you that wants to be revealed or become a part of your life. Okay, so what I'm feeling is this part of you, this vulnerable part that is now exposed. The cloak is gone. I can't see the cloak at all. It feels like quite a masculine part of you too. So a part that's wanting you to summon more strength, more confidence, perhaps, and maybe even things like determination, endurance, commitment, these types of things, dedication as well, dedicating yourself to what's important to you. So this strong masculine energy wants to come forward in your life. I feel like it wants to come forward through your voice somehow, or through how you express yourself. So becoming really clear about how you feel, what you want, and express clear internally, and then expressing that as best as you can with your words, verbally or written, or just through expression that might be appropriate at the time. And I feel like this part of you, this masculine feeling, exposed, vulnerable part, seems to now be standing behind you. It's like a shadow of you. And now it steps into your back, your whole backside, the whole backside of yourself. This part of you steps into to help you embody the strength, but also the vulnerability, because it takes a lot of strength to and courage to admit to ourselves and to others that we feel vulnerable, that we feel vulnerable or exposed or scared in this situation. And often by admitting that to ourselves at least, helps get that energy moving. So I feel like you've been aligned with or embodying that strong yet vulnerable side of yourself. And you might find it comes out through your verbal communication. So interesting. Let's see what card wants to be added here for you, Susan. So the best card to add at this point to validate or confirm anything or add anything. I'm not really sure what it's going to do because I don't know what the card is yet. So the best card for you, Susan, at this point is this. And it's this. Here we go. It's card 75, New Beginnings. It's in the action category. And down here it says, walk forward. Courage, fullness, ripe, fertile, the harvest, birth, a bright future ahead, the unknown, uncertainty, prepared, ready, and take action. And look, I can feel here, so here at the whole back of your body, which is where this part that we've just exposed, this vulnerable, masculine, courageous part of you, is sinking into the back here of your body to help strengthen you so you can move forward into the new beginnings that call you. As you're pretty ripe here with new beginnings, you're ready to sort of birth something new in your life. It's interesting too that this image is cut off at the neck, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. The head area is not important. This is pure body feeling. There's not a lot of mind energy connected here. There's also not a lot of grounding either, but it just feels purely body, pure body here, body sensations. So new beginnings. That's what you're being called into. I trust this resonates, Susan, and supports you. Thank you so much for your support and for allowing me to connect with you in this way. Thank you so much. Okay, we've got 2 more people to connect with today. So the next person is this person, and it's Andrea. So Andrea, take a nice big breath and let's see what comes up for you. So we'll grab this card first. Oops. Okay, best card for you, Andrea, at this point as we begin this connection is here. It's this. Oh, yes. Card 70, New Power Rising. I was going to say rising for some reason. New Power Rising or New Power Arising. It's in the Rise category. And I will read what it says here. It says, you are the conqueror of obstacles. If anyone can conquer an obstacle, it's you, Andrea, that's for sure. Bravery, resilience, a tough situation has made you stronger. Responsibility, true power, and the building of momentum. So letting the momentum build, because I don't feel, maybe there's something that you're wanting to happen, but it feels to me more like a building of a momentum rather than a sudden appearance of something. So instead of the snowball landing, the big giant snowball landing at your doorstep, it's more like following the snow as it rolls down the hill and becomes the snowball over a little bit of time. So it feels like there's a momentum building with something. So just be careful you're not waiting for the big snowball to land, but you are taking steps to build the momentum as you move towards that you're wanting to land in your life. Okay, so with this, I'm being drawn very much down to your hips. Hips are about movement, and I feel like this chasing down the snowball, chasing down the momentum, chasing down. It feels, instead of like one step at a time, it's like jogging sort of feeling here at the moment. So it feels like the pace is quite quick. It feels like to be like a quickened pace. And as you're moving with this quickened pace, you're kind of, maybe you're generating it. You're generating this sort of snowball effect, this momentum that you're building up. So don't, what I want to say is, like, lose hope or be deterred by obstacles as you're making your move and as you're building this momentum. So it feels like there's something you're working towards in the longer term, and it takes a little bit of time to get to this place. Sometimes you're going to shuffle along, sometimes you're going to run along. And right now it feels like you're running. And it feels like you're running like down a slope, you know, where, or if we're a child, maybe an adult too, and we're running and we're going down an incline, and sort of the gravity of the incline starts having an effect on how we're running. So there's a feeling like gravity, or there's a force that's also supporting this movement that you're making at this time. So let's just see how or what needs to be done to help support you with this movement that you're making. So what we're going to do is just pause the energy for a little bit. So almost like pressing the pause button from the movement, from the momentum. It's tiring, it's exhausting, and it can feel relentless, you know, like, when am I going to get there? When's this goal going to be achieved, sort of feeling. So we just hit the pause button for a moment. Let's just check in with your body while it's stationary. So your hips are warm. They've been running, they've been moving for quite some time, actually, building up this momentum and working towards what you're going towards. But so your hips feel warm and they're antsy to keep going, but we're just going to let them pause for a moment to make sure you're in balance here. So let's just do a scan here of your energy, and we'll go from top to bottom. So the first thing as I go down the top is something happening here around your left eye that feels actually quite stabby and sharp, like a needle being poked into your eye. So it feels quite painful in here. So let's just see, that connects in with the third eye chakra, and it feels like something sharp, maybe that is challenging your ability to trust. Trust in others, trust in the process, trust in the steps that you're taking, or the jogging sort of steps, the momentum that's building. There might be some issues or some obstacles that are impacting or querying your trust right now in where you're going. So I want to confirm that you are going in the right direction, and that, as I say that, this energy already stopped. So I feel like it's just maybe a personal reassurance that's needed. Maybe, I don't know if you're reassuring yourself enough, but maybe some personal reassurance that, okay, I'm going in the right direction. We are making progress here. The momentum is building, even though at times I might not really see it, but it is happening. It is moving, and progression is being made. So that type of thing to reassure yourself. So now just scanning down through. So we're just moving energy now through your throat, so things don't get too compacted, compressed, too tunnel visioned here in your throat. And so I feel like I want to expand this energy out here through your throat and just really stretch and broaden it, so you can see more of the bigger picture as you're making your move, as you're running right now. Because sometimes when we're running, we get that sort of tunnel vision, because this is where we're going, this is what we want, and this is how it's going to be. And so I feel this here in your throat, but it's not good, I don't think, or not good's not the right word. It's not the best perspective to have. So keeping a broader viewpoint, a wider perspective, keep your options open. That sort of energy feels important, especially in communication. So then it's scanning down. We've got some burdens over your shoulders, so we just need to clear those. Feels like a few bricks and things. So just removing those bricks and throwing them down to the earth, where they just return back to love. So a lot of these bricks sort of stacked up here over your shoulders, also over the back of your heart. So just clearing those out and tossing those away. There's energy shifting too in your heart itself. It feels... Oh, okay. What are the best ways to describe this? It feels fluttery somehow, like birds' wings. So there's a bit of a breeze sort of here, a bit of an up and down feeling here as you move towards your freedom. So it feels a little uncomfortable, perhaps a little different, a little strange sort of feeling here in the heart. But I feel like you can trust in the direction that you're going, and trust in where you're moving towards and the ups and downs of the path, because the momentum is building on that journey. Okay, and now as we move down from the heart, I feel like this drop of water, like we've just tipped a couple of buckets full of water down over your solar plexus chakra and your sacral, and also your base chakra, have just been like cleansed. So this water energy just dropping through there and really deeply clearing through these lower three chakras. And then that water energy trickles down like a stream down through both of your hips and down your legs, and just clearing out through the internal parts of your legs, your knees, your ankles, and your feet. And here at your feet, I feel like your feet have turned into like rock shoes. And the rock shoes are not to stop you, maybe to slow you at times if things are just getting a bit too out of control. But I feel like it's more to ground you. I feel like you can run faster with these shoes on because they ground you. So they ground you in the present moment, so you can flow and move and fly and run. It feels more like a flying now, easier. So it feels like less of a struggle. You can conserving more energy to do this. So now unpressing that pause button and letting you continue to run forward. Now, the interesting thing is, now that we've shifted that stuff, that it's no longer feels like running. It does feel like flying. So it feels like more a conserving of your energy, but moving at the same speed, if not faster than before. So hopefully that means the progression happens quicker and the momentum builds quicker for you, so you can get this situation resolved and over, because I feel like that is the prime objective. So I hope that and trust that makes sense, Andrea. Let's see which card here wants to be added to just finish this off. And I'll just grab these guys. Okay, so the best card to add here is, let's go with this card here, which is this. Here we go, flying. Look at that. It's card 100, and it says make a wrong right. And this flying energy is really strong. This is a burden here that you as the owl are carrying. So this is the drop and release of your burdens. This also feels like these shoes, these rock shoes that we've just kind of reinforced here at your feet to help ground you. So there's a grounding, actually a grounded feeling to this as you spread your wings and as you fly instead of running. So it says here, see if this resonates, it says release your guilt, drop your burdens, let the hurt go. Correct a mistake that you've made, apologize, take responsibility, own it to move forward. But the visual of this is very much what I was feeling. So I feel that in itself is a really great confirmation. So if anything else there resonates, then great. So thanks, Andrea. And you had card 70 and card 100, which is very cool. Thank you so much for your support, Andrea, and I trust this resonates. Thank you so much. Okay, let's pop these cards back. And then it's the last connection for today, or for this video. I've got lots of connections to make today, but the last person, I don't know why I was shaking the pot, because there's one person in there. That's you, Carol. Thanks, Andrea. Okay, Carol, take a nice big breath. Let's see what is loudest for you right now. Actually, let's just have a little drink of water. Okay, that's better. All right, so Carol, nice big breath. Let's see what. Whew, okay, what's coming up for you? So there's a soft energy that's coming in, like a really soft blanket that's being put around you, or a shawl, or a cloud, and it feels slightly pink. So it's very loving, very supportive, very caring for you, Carol. There's care coming in for you, and this is really important, especially for those of us who care a lot for other people or do a lot to help other people. There is this feeling here for you, Carol, that you spend a lot of time helping others, really genuinely helping and caring and being proactive to help other people's lives be better as in the capacity that you can. And I feel like this support, this loving blanket of light pink cloud blanket-like energy coming in all around you is like an offering to you, an offering of thanks for all the help and care that you genuinely have for other people, and that hasn't gone unnoticed. And we'll start this connection off with card 81, Traditions. And down here it says endurance. So, that's interesting just in itself with what I'm picking up on here, and this care and devotion that you have, really wanting other people to have a better life or to have a good day and this sort of thing, and this genuine care that you have, and the endurance, that it's natural, it's normal for you. This, you wouldn't have it any other way. But the endurance energy of this too, that this is something that's a long path to choose. It's not something you can just turn on and off. It's who you are. So it endures through thick and thin of your life, through all your life situations. And I feel this blanket coming in around you just to comfort you, almost like when I was connecting with your energy, Andrea, and we put that pause button on, just to help give you a break from the relentless go, go, go kind of energy. And that's sort of what this feels a bit like too, that allowing an energy to come in and support you and care for you and really want what's best for you, just like you want what's best for others. So this energy is coming in like a giving, receiving, like it's what you're giving out is coming back to you right now, especially because this is an enduring thing. It's something that is ongoing. It's the long-term commitment and condition, let's say. It says wisdom gained, maturity, knowledge, research, elders, patriarch, learning from the past, passing your knowledge, your values, and your stories onto others, and sharing. So that real traditional energy in this card, which is really beautiful to connect in with at this time. And I feel like it's this energy that you've sort of brought forward from the traditions of your family and the traditions of the people that you've met in your life has helped create you to be, and your truth and your values, of course, to be this really caring person that you are today. So this has really been highlighted. And so this energy that's coming in around you like a blanket or a cloud is now turning into a triangle, like a teepee that you're sitting in. And it's coming in to offer you what you need at this time. And what do you need? I feel like there's a physical refueling that's required, let's say. I feel like you're sitting on the ground in this teepee, so this cone sort of pyramid sort of shape that's coned, and I feel this rush of energy coming along the surface of the earth, or the top sort of layer of the earth, coming in like a massive colour, and it's coming in and coming right up into your tailbone from the ground. And I feel like this is a physical refueling, so helping you physically continue and to physically continue to endure what you still have committed to, let's say. So this is a refueling. So let all this energy come in. It's coming in like a magenta pink now. So before, this energy around you was very soft pink, like a rose quartz. And this other energy coming in is like a magenta pink, which is like a purpley pink. It's a bit like actually this colour here in this ruby fruitite, if you can see that darker energy in there. So this is like the color that's coming in, rushing in like a big stream from all directions, right up into your base chakra. So into your tailbone. So it's like you're being filled up with fuel. If you were a car that's running out of fuel and we put the fuel in through the pump at the Bowser and we fill up your fuel tank that was empty. So that's what we're doing here. We're filling up your physical fuel tank to help you be able to physically continue. So this is to do with your body. It's to do with your tiredness, your exhaustion, your the changes too in your body and the wearing down of your body too over time. So really filling you up physically, refueling you. So while you're continuing to be refueled, because it's just continuing to come in, which is why I keep talking about it, we're going to just let that continue while we focus on something else here. And that is the energy here of your feet. And your feet feel cold, like energetically cold from your ankles down, and almost so cold that it's painful. So it feels quite painfully cold and swollen too, like there's a swelling, painful, cold feeling here from your ankles down. And in fact, I'm going to take off my Ugg boots and start here. Yeah, so you might feel that you want to start actually really gently rubbing or holding your feet and your ankles and just help warm them up, help get the energy moving down here again to help keep you grounded and also help keep you balanced, but also just to care for your physical body, which feels to be what it really needs right now is some care, some TLC. So maybe a nice massage, a nice hot shower, or rubbing your feet or putting your feet into some nice hot water with some oil, some nice fragrance or something. This type of thing might be really nice for you, Carol. So just giving your feet some attention and letting them settle, letting them warm up, letting them defrost. They feel a bit frosty. So letting them defrost in here. And just allowing that to continue. Let's put them in the sun to help them defrost. And also moving your toes, doing little circles with your ankles and really getting your feet moving. You know, stretch and clench your toes as best as you can. Move your feet from side to side or in circles and just get life back down into your feet. Defrosting them basically, warming them up again, getting them ready to go. Okay, so while that's happening, you're still being refueled. It's like your whole body is an empty fuel tank and you're just being filled up with this stream of magenta light. So we'll just keep that happening. I'm also being drawn now up to your right shoulder. Your right shoulder feels like it's accumulating stuff like dust, or feels a bit thicker than dust, maybe like a gravel of some sort. So it's sort of small rocks. And it feels like it's putting pressure here too on the inner part of your neck on the right side. So just shifting that out and dusting and brushing that off and letting that go. It runs down your arm and drops down to the earth where it returns back to love. Okay, so now the fueling in your body is almost done. So you're almost at capacity. You're almost full, like you've just had a really nice, big, nourishing meal. And your body's feeling full and content. Full and fueled, ready to go. Ready to endure, ready to continue. Ready to continue facing your daily life stuff. And helping you also, a little bit like what I was talking about with Andrea, helping you go the distance and see this thing out to the end, or till the end of that chapter, or when that door needs to close. So that's your connection there, Carol. I trust it resonates. Let's see what we want to add here. So adding... So the best card to add here, and their fueling is stopping now. So you're full up, absolutely full up. And now you're sitting in this teepee. It's almost like you're floating a little bit above the ground. And this teepee space here, all the internal space, is filled with that really soft, cloud-like pink energy that's comforting you and supporting you and holding you and just helping you connect and break, take a break, but helping you take a really good break so that you can care for yourself and then return back to your caring for others when the time comes, kind of thing. It's a bit like at the end of the day, detaching from the day, having the rest and restoring yourself as needed, and then, okay, the day starts again and off I go. So that's sort of restoring and replenishing your energy levels physically, very physically, is what's coming through strongly, Carol. Okay, so the best card to add here as we finish off is this card here. Oh, well, this is funny. Card 2, the soul chakra. So this is again highlighting the feet and how important it is, at least at the moment, probably for the next few days to the next week or so, to really care for your feet. So this is about balance. It's about grounding. It's about anchoring your ideas. And I want to add your plans. Anchor your ideas, your plans, healing and change into your life and into your body. What do you want? What are your plans that you can plan for right now? Your feet may require some attention and some time. So we've already established that. This is clear cut. Couldn't really be much clearer than this. So bringing that attention to your feet and that grounding energy. So connecting with nature, connecting with the earth, connecting with your body feels super important. So I trust this resonates, Carol. Thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you and for your support. Namaste. Okay, so thank you so much. That brings us to the end of this connection today. So if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please comment if you want to. Please reach out if you're inspired to share anything, or if you've got queries or anything like this, please let me know. I will be back again for the personal healing guidance, this same connection next month at the end of August. So if you would love to be a part of it, you can be. Please have a look on my Patreon link below, and it's the $50 level or higher gives you access to this, plus a bunch of other stuff. So it's just part of sort of the package, if you like, depending on what resources you want to access. So if you want to join that, please have a look. If you want to stay on, I look forward to connecting with you again next month. Or if your time has come to finish, then thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you in this way. It's lots of fun, and I trust it's helpful for you. So thanks for connecting. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. I will be back tomorrow for another healing event, actually our healing list event for patrons. Oh, I wonder if I can go outside for that. We'll see what the weather's doing. But anyway, I might see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.